What is happening, guys? Welcome back to Swanky Disc Golf. I'm Reid and I have got another video for you today. The top 5 best fairway drivers for beginners. Before we jump in, just like the video, subscribe to the channel, and yeah, let's jump in. All right, guys, so we have now done 3 videos in this series. We did mid-ranges, we did distance drivers, and we did putters. We received a lot of feedback from you guys on how you'd like these videos done and what you'd like included, what constitutes a good disc for a beginner, and what we should be recommending, and honestly on like what characteristics of the disc should we be looking for most. What I've decided to do here is just go full availability, guys. And all 5 of these discs are readily available on their manufacturer's website. So you can go, or if their manufacturer doesn't sell discs on their website, you can go buy these right now. Infinite Discs, Amazon, OTB, you know, wherever discs are sold, these discs are available, guys. So I want to get that out of the way real quick. And I actually have an honorable mention for this video to start off. The Discmania FD. Many of you guys may have heard these are no longer going to be made by Innova anymore. They're now going to be manufactured by Discmania. And that mold is out of production for the time being. Probably later this year you'll be able to get it. And this is a great fairway driver for all levels of play. Especially, you know, the intermediate players that are looking for that straight shot. But so this is an honorable mention. I wanted to start off and get that out of the way. The FD is not going to be in this video, guys. You know what else isn't going to be in this video? Any Innova discs. I know you're going to be shocked. I've got a top 5 for you. No Innova at all. Not the Firebird. Please no, that's not a beginner disc. The Leopard is not in this list. And I'm going to give you a good reason why, and you're going to love the discs that I have here for you. So let's just jump in and forget about the Leopard for now, okay?
Yeah. Oh,
all right,
okay.
guys, starting us off at number 5, the Westside Discs Underworld. This is a 7-speed disc, massively understable, and it's got a really interesting rim for a 7-speed. Most 7-speeds, even like the FD, are not quite as hooked on the inside. You can see they're a little smoother edge. This gives it a really comfortable feel in the hand to me. Y'all will see as I'm throwing them out in the field, they're very flippy. And that's great for your first fairway driver, something that's definitely gonna stay straight for you. If you're throwing right hand, backhand, it's definitely just gonna hold that line and then dump off, maybe a little left at the end. And this is gonna be a great disc to learn those S lines with. And as you get better, it can be a roller. Any of these discs, as beginners get better, you can turn these into rollers or you can turn them into hyzer flip discs. What I love about fairway drivers is they're good for all skill levels. Beginner, intermediate, advanced, pro, you know, your granddad who's playing with you one time, your 1-year-old daughter, any of them, they're perfect. They're great discs. So yeah, like I said, Westside Underworld. And not only is this readily available, but on Dynamic Discs website, you can get these very often for like $10 in premium plastic, just a misprint. This one is a factory store overstamped misprint that I'm borrowing actually from a buddy of mine, and he got it for 10 bucks. So shout out to Gabe. I'm borrowing another disc from him as well for today's video. All right, second up, guys, we've got the Axiom Crave. Now this is kind of like the FD in a lot of ways. It's a little bit slower than an FD, but it's got that -1 stability, just very straight flying. And I put this at number 4, guys, just because, as you have said before, this is on the stable end of fairway drivers for beginners. This is one of the more, I still think this is a beginner-friendly fairway driver, but it is not the first one I would buy for you guys. I would definitely go to some of these first, but this is a great one for forehand too. For beginners learning forehand, an Underworld can be a little too flippy. It can't handle that torque. Craves can handle the torque, and that's why I'm recommending it. For forehand players who are trying to develop that skill, if you're a forehand beginner, Craves are great. You're gonna get an S-line curve. If you put a little hyzer on it, it's gonna flip to flat and then fade reliably back. This is a great forehand and backhand disc for all levels of play. So especially for beginners, I love the Crave. All right, guys, next up, coming in at number 3, we have the Prodigy F5, another 7-speed disc. Again, Prodigy doesn't really do numbers, and Infinite does their best to estimate, but I'm pretty sure we have a 7-speed rim here. Let's compare. Yes, it's a 7-speed rim. and it's probably 5 glide. I would guess -2.1 on the stability. It's less stable than the Crave, and but it's more stable than the Underworld. And the Underworld beginners are going to outgrow quickly. As far as just throwing them straight, they're gonna burn into rollers pretty quickly, kind of like your Avenger SS's. Beginners will love the Underworld at first, but then they're gonna need this. This is gonna be something that you can learn. The F5, you can start out straight, you're gonna get a lot of straight distance, and then you're gonna get that S line eventually. So the Prodigy F5 is a great disc, coming out at number 3, readily available, very inexpensive to purchase. This one is a misprint in, I think, 400G plastic, really flexy. Great disc, guys. So Prodigy F5. All right, guys, coming in at the next 2 spots. These are discs that pros are bagging. These aren't just like, oh, beginners, you know, it's great to have them, and then we can move on to the real drivers later. These next 2, guys, these are pro level discs, but I think they're great for beginners as well. Number 2, the Latitude 64 River. Probably, debatably, Latitude 64's flagship disc. I think this is one of the best discs they make. 7.7 -1.1, and while this is a great straight flyer for beginners, this is a great disc for everyone, and that's why it's making so high on the list. Phenomenal disc, insane glide. The 7 glide might seem like, okay, 7 glide. I mean, I don't even know of another disc that is 7 glide. You guys can comment down below if there is one. I'm sure there is, I just don't know of it. But this thing really does glide forever. You can see as I'm throwing it in the field, I threw one shot where I put it on a little hyzer, and I thought I barely put any power on it at all, and it just kept going. It turned a little bit, it caught a little air, and just kept on flying. I'm in love with this disc. This one I'm actually borrowing from my buddy Gabe. But yeah, this is, I mean, he's beat this thing into perfection. I know he just bombs this disc. And yeah, beginner, intermediate, pro, phenomenal disc right here, the River. So that's coming in at number 2, Latitude 64 River. All right, guys, last one, the big kahuna, number 1, the Discmania Essence. Now, this is manufactured actually by the same company that makes the River, Latitude 64, but it's under the Discmania banner. And yeah, these discs are phenomenal, guys. You see the pros out there bagging these. Eagle McMahon bags one, Kyle Klein bags one, all the top Discmania pros, except for maybe Simon, bag an Essence. And there's a good reason why. It's because they are some of the most workable fairway drivers I've ever used. This disc, this is the blacked out one from the mystery boxes last year, and I'm in love with this disc. It's amazing for hyzer flips, it's amazing for force rollers, it's amazing for just navigating trees in the woods. For beginners, you're gonna find a ton of straight distance. This is an 8-speed driver. It's the only 8-speed that I'm recommending in this video. And I thought about including some others, but this one just seemed like it took the cake for me. And I think that, you know, these are readily available everywhere from Discmania's website, from a lot of other manufacturers. It's not like the Discmania original series. You just can't get them anymore. This disc is readily available for you guys, so go out and get it. All right, guys, so that is our top 5. Noticeably absent the Discraft lineup of fairways and the Innova lineup of fairways. And a lot of you guys throw those, and Innova has been known for many years as one of the best companies to make a fairway driver. I mean, the Leopard is probably bagged more than any other disc, maybe besides the AVR, like more than any other driver. The Leopard is bagged. People are carrying that thing everywhere. And I thought about including the Leopard 3 in this video. I just thought that other discs filled that slot. I didn't want to include the DX Leopard because while it is a great disc as your first ever disc, it's not something I would recommend you go spending your money on because they will beat up very quickly and become unusable. And my last honorable mention, guys, I had an honorable mention earlier for the FD. So my honorable mention, and this comes in at number 0 because it's not a good beginner disc, I don't think, but it is a phenomenal fairway driver, is the Innova T-Bird. And I think it's probably the #1 fairway driver ever made. And for very good reason. For an intermediate player, you can't beat a T-Bird. It's straight to stable, it's workable, it's got power distance, you can get distance driver distance with them. Amazing discs. They don't make the beginner top 5, guys, but yeah, if you're not a beginner and you're looking to take that next step, if you've mastered these and you've got that arm strength, please go get yourself a T-Bird. You will not regret it. All right, guys, that is our video today. Top 5 again for you: Underworld, Crave, F5, River, and lastly at number 1, the Discmania Essence. Comment down below what we missed and how we missed it, and we will see you guys in the next one. Stay swanky.